Ready. Ready, go! Yes. Oh, yes. God. Paul. You want to know something, Troy?
What?
Sometimes it's only madness that makes us what we are.
God. Oh, damn it!
You ready?
What do you think about Jesus? And by the way, his name wasn't Jesus, it was Yahshua. But everyone calls him Jesus. That's not his name. And I'm not afraid to say it. His name was Yahshua. It was not Jesus. Jesus was a made-up name. It wasn't translated into Jesus. Otherwise, the other Yahshuas would be Jesus, and they're not. They're Joshuas. Because Yahshua became Joshua. There wasn't even a J until the 1500s. So at the end of the day, his name was not Jesus. His name was Yahshua. You should probably know his name, I would just say. And by the way, if you read scripture, it does say my children will know my name. Now, that was actually Yahuwah or Yahweh. That was not Jesus. What do you think about Jesus? And by
there, just on the extreme.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds.
To take it away from this spot here in VA. But upon further investigation, they found they were actually dealing with more like 17 times that amount. 17 times roughly 3,000 tons. It's an amount they just couldn't handle to remove, so instead they're treating it or dealing with it by capping it with clay. It's called clay capping. Now take a look here at your screen at video of this area in the daylight when it's much more easy to make out. The EPA says they put up this barbed wire fence that you'll notice. You may also notice construction vehicles if you drive by this spot in the daylight that used to be a landfill. Now, at this point, the agency doesn't know what the material here is yet. They're working to figure that out. They do say they've taken ground and water samples from the immediate area to see if there are any health hazards, but right now they don't expect there being any health-related risks. These are...
This is Paul Smith. He used to be what is known as a loyal employee.
I worked for Walmart for 18 years and I gave them 110%. I mean, I love that company. And as it turned out, Walmart took out over 350,000 life insurance policies on rank and file associates. These weren't executives. These were people like my wife, a cake decorator for 18 months. That's the type of people they were taking insurance policies out on.
Paul's wife, LaDonna, left her job at the Walmart bakery so she could be a stay-at-home mom for her 2 kids.
Yeah, she had asthma real bad. She went into the emergency room one night, and a nurse comes out and says, "Are you Mr. Smith?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "We don't think your wife's going to make it."
LaDonna slipped into a coma.
She was 26 years old.
The younger a person is, the higher the benefit is because they're expected to live longer. Women are also expected to live longer than men. So the most valuable employee to the company, if they're dead, is a young woman.
LaDonna's death earned one of the richest corporations in the world an extra $81,000.
I was faced with over $100,000 worth of medical bills and a $6,000 funeral. And Walmart didn't offer a penny to help with that. I did trust them. And never in a million years would I've ever thought that somewhere on a profit statement, dead associate, $81,000, Walmart doesn't care about you.
The common denominator to each form of coverage is that when the employee dies, the employer gets paid the insurance benefits. They're often referred to as dead peasant insurance.
Dead peasants? Why'd they use such a creepy name?
It's very creepy. I don't know what it means either. Dead is clear. That's the worker who's passed away, so they're dead. Peasant, I don't know why they chose that word. I don't know if it has some historical significance or that's just the way they view the relative value of the employee's life.
This
is free money. Think about why they're...
Okay, I know you guys want to know if I do truly, in fact, like working with men or not, but instead of telling you, I'm just going to keep sharing my experiences and you guys can decide. So one thing about me is that my bowels never work in favor of me. I'm either pooping when I shouldn't be or...
It does work. You start feeling good.
Like 2.2 thousand people.
So why did Jesus really walk on water? Well, to understand that, you actually got to know a bit of the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is an ancient biblical text that's been removed from the Bible, probably because it exposes a lot of truth about demons and other relative things, and Satan doesn't want you to know. It talks about angels coming down from heaven, mating with humans, and bearing great giants. That is what the Nephilim are. And it lines up with some events that are mentioned in the Bible, like in Genesis 6. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God, the angels, saw that the daughters of human beings were beautiful, and they married any of whom they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit will not contend with humans forever. They are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. And the Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterwards. When the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children with them, they were the heroes of old, men of renown." When it says men of renown, it's referring to the Greek gods specifically, and it also translates as giant. And in Greek mythology, there's a lot of references to giants. Also, the book of Enoch correlates with a verse in Jude 1:6. "And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these he has kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day." And also in 1 Peter 3:19-20. "In which he also went and preached to the spirits now in prison, who once were disobedient, when the great patience of God was waiting in the days of Noah, during the building of the ark, in which a few, that is, 8 persons, Noah's family, were brought safely through the waters." Again, that's referring to the days of Noah, when the giants, the spirits who were disobedient, that mated with the women, God basically wiped them out. And the Bible also mentions that the giants perished in the flood in Job 26:5. "Behold, the giants groan under the waters, and they that dwell with them." And also in Revelations 20:13, "And the sea gave up the dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one of them according to what they had done." Notice that there were 2 different locations where the dead were being held. And there's a few other verses in the Bible connecting Sodom and Gomorrah and the giants to the Nephilim in comparison to the flood. And you see this thing continue all throughout the Bible. But basically, giants existed and God created a flood to wipe them out. And we know that a lot of things that Jesus did was very prophetic, but why exactly did he walk on water? If you ever wondered that and thought, was it just a cool party trick to demonstrate he has authority over earth and the sea? Well, there was more to that. He actually was walking on water as a declaration to the Nephilim giants that were destroyed in the flood by the waters. He was making a declaration to show them that not even the waters can stop what he's doing. The waters that destroyed the demon spirits that are kept in the waters in the flood, the Nephilim.